Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to our channel, the Eaton Squad. My name is Addie. So for today's video is the mandatory quarantine for travelers going to the Philippines coming from these countries. Details coming right up.
Behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
So if you guys watch our video yesterday, our travel update, I have uploaded the quarantine and testing protocols to all travelers to the Philippines coming from the green list countries. So today, our testing and quarantine protocols, even fully vaccinated, is coming from the yellow list countries. So, and able to determine what are the yellow list countries is easy. So, countries under the yellow list are those countries that are not mentioned in the green list and in the red list. So, there's quite a bit of countries in the yellow list, and unfortunately, if you are a traveler coming from the yellow list countries, you will have to undergo quarantine even if you are fully vaccinated. So this video is for inbound travelers, whether you are a Filipino citizen, former Filipinos or balikbayans, dual citizens, and foreign nationals with a valid and existing visa. So here are your testing and quarantine protocols for fully vaccinated traveling to the Philippines from November the 16th until November the 30th of 2021. So let's start with fully vaccinated permitted travelers to the Philippines. For your testing and quarantine protocols, you will have to undergo 5 days hotel quarantine. They do recommend to pre-book a hotel for quarantine for at least 6 days. So day 1 starts when you arrive in the Philippines, and your swab test will be on the 5th day. So make sure that you have registered with One Health Pass, because that is the application that you will be using, or that is where the QR code is going to be generated for your swab testing on the 5th day. So this is for fully vaccinated Filipinos, dual citizens, former Filipinos or balikbayans, and foreign nationals with valid and existing visa. So if you are coming from the yellow list countries, you will have to undergo 5 to 6 days quarantine. So on the 5th day, you will be swabbed and your results came in early. You can actually check out that day to proceed to your final destination. And your result should be negative. So what about those unvaccinated travelers? What are their testing and quarantine protocols to the Philippines? So like I said in my previous videos, the Philippines has no mandate yet that unvaccinated travelers cannot enter the Philippines. So there is no law, there is no mandatory implementation on that yet. So if you are unvaccinated, and if you want to travel to the Philippines and you're one of those permitted travelers to travel to the Philippines, you can still enter. But you have to go through a little bit longer quarantine compared to those who are fully vaccinated. So if you are unvaccinated, you will have to go through 7 to 8 days quarantine. They recommend to pre-book a hotel for quarantine for at least 8 days. Your swab test will be on the 7th day. And on the 7th day, you get swab. Your result turns out negative. You can actually go home on day 7 to your final destination. So technically, what the IATF resolution says, for fully vaccinated, your swab test will be on the 5th day. Then you will be sent home and continue your remaining 5 days at home. Technically, the mandatory quarantine is still 10 days. 5 days in the hotel and 5 days home quarantine. This is if your local government unit is really monitoring you guys. So I wanted to ask those who already arrived in the Philippines, if your barangay or your local government unit was really monitoring you doing your home quarantine. Because I can almost bet 90 or 95% of it will not be monitored. So I just wanted to ask, with unvaccinated, the mandatory quarantine technically is 14 days. You will spend 7 to 8 days at the hotel and you will continue your home quarantine on the remaining days. But like I said, this will all depend if your barangay or your LGUs are going to monitor your home quarantine. So to those who have already arrived in the Philippines, did you really guys went through home quarantine, or your barangay or your LGU was really monitoring you to finish the mandatory quarantine, the 10 days for fully vaccinated and 14 days for unvaccinated coming from the yellow list countries? So please comment down below so we can use this as reference to our kababayans and fellow foreign nationals who still got plans to travel to the Philippines anytime soon. So another mandatory quarantine is for those travelers traveling with minor kids. So unfortunately, if you are a parent or parents who are fully vaccinated but traveling with minor children, you will have to undergo the 7 to 8 days quarantine. So whatever the testing and quarantine protocol for unvaccinated travelers will apply to you guys, even if you guys are fully vaccinated. Because you are traveling with unvaccinated minors, of course, you can't just leave your kids at the hotel doing their own quarantine. You will have to accompany them. This is mandatory from the IATF. Accompany the minor child and undergo the same testing and quarantine protocol just like the unvaccinated travelers. So, your swab test will be on the 7th day. Same as usual, when your test result turns out negative, you can proceed to your final destination and finish up your home quarantine. So what you should prepare if you are a traveler, permitted traveler coming from the yellow list country, make sure that you have registered with One Health Pass 24 hours before departure. Also make sure that you have pre-booked a hotel for your quarantine. Either it is for at least 6 days or at least 8 days. So fully vaccinated, unvaccinated, traveling with minors, there's a certain testing and quarantine protocols in every category. But unfortunately, if you are coming from the yellow list, mandatory quarantine is imposed. And this is the testing and quarantine protocols to all permitted travelers coming from the yellow list, in effect November 16 until November the 30th of 2021. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and share this video with your friends and family because it will really help out our channel. And if you are new to our channel, welcome. My name is Addie. We do travel updates, immigration updates, and any travel related updates in the Philippines, in the US, and neighboring Asian countries. If you are interested in those, please consider subscribing and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you will be notified on updates like this. And to our subscribers, thank you so much for the continued support and trust to our channel, the Eaton Squad. And to those who have just subscribed to our channel, I welcome you all and I want to thank you guys in advance for the support and trust that you guys will be putting in our channel. I hope to see you guys on our next travel update. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless everyone. Bye.